This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So today we will try to understand about a little bit about general ledger module, little bit more insights. So we touched about like accounts payable module, accounts receivable module. In that we learned about methods of payment. Actually, I need to discuss about terms of payment, cash discounts. Okay, we'll discuss that one. That is a easy process. But general ledger module for any mindset, little bit tricky and complex. I need to introduce in between general ledger module in detail. Chart of accounts classification. Can anyone help me? Chart of accounts classification, if you don't mind.
Asset,
Assets,
liability,
liabilities,
equity,
equities,
then our balance sheet and profit and loss.
yeah, profit and loss account. What are those?
Okay, sales revenue,
Sales revenue,
COGS,
COGS, cost of goods,
expenses, other expenses,
expenses, okay,
Other income,
other incomes,
appropriation.
appropriation. So no one will ask these questions in general. No one will ask. If anyone asks, you may need to answer this one. This is about commerce, openly if I speak. But if anyone is asking, you need to remember this classification, the best practice from Dynamics AX. Next, financial dimensions. Financial dimensions. It is 3. One is operating units.
Master,
Next, masters, and then custom dimensions.
custom dimensions.
Yes. So can anyone help me, like what are the available in a business unit, sorry, operating units? One business unit, business
Department,
unit, department,
cost center,
cost center,
value stream,
value stream,
and retail channel.
retail channel. Recently in Microsoft they have introduced 3 more, actually, like branch. Actually in 2012 you will find only 5, these 5 only. In D365 you will find branch. 2 more it is there. Give me 1 second, because in D365 it was introduced. Extra, organization administration, operating units. So click new, you will find some more. Branch, rental location and region. Rental location and region. Okay, these are the 8 fields. Actually in 2012 you will find only 5, only 5. Now recently it was introduced in Microsoft D365, some more. Now for masters we have so many things, like customer group, vendor group, item group, like project is another master, project group is another master, like this, around 26 to 27. I did not remember the count, are can available. Next, custom dimensions. Anything can be created as a dimension. Okay, so this classification is not done by any other person. This is my own classification. Openly if I speak, if you Google or something, you will not find this classification until and unless if that student is my direct student, my student. Sometimes my student also may learn. I mean to say, like 7 years, like 2-3 years back, who learned from me, they are starting training. So with their knowledge, then they are teaching to my students, my student. Okay, fine. So this classification really in Google you will not find. But if anyone is asking, interviewer is asking of like financial dimensions, can you explain me or can you elaborate me about financial dimensions? Then if you explain clearly this one, then he will be impressed. He will be impressed. This is classification done by my own. Fine. Next, accounting structure. Accounting structure. This is most important. Accounting structure. Accounting structure means main accounts plus financial dimensions. Together is accounting structure. Okay, these things will let us understand from the system. Okay, where it is available. First, let us understand chart of accounts. Okay, while this chart of accounts, main account types, interviewer may ask main account types. This main account types is, one is asset, assets are available, liabilities, I will show you in the system, equities, or directly balance sheet. You can select either one. If you select assets for some ledger accounts, we can select assets. For some ledger accounts, liabilities, and for some ledger accounts, equities. Other than this one by one classification, I can select balance sheet directly in the system. This is account like main account types. I will show you practically in the system. Next one is revenue and income. That's it. Sorry, revenue, income and revenue. I think it is revenue and expenses and revenue, expenses, revenue. Otherwise you can select profit and loss account directly. This is main account types. This is main account types. Let me show you this one. We'll come here and we'll discuss about these things. So general ledger module, collapse all, chart of accounts, main accounts, here whatever I have explained, this is this one classification. One series is assets, next two series, if you click on next, it will show you two series, it is liability, three series equities, like that. Three series is liability, three series is equities, four series is sales revenue, like that we can see. But now I'm talking about main account types. These types, let me show you the types. If you click new, you are entering the main account number, and name. Here while doing this one account type, I can select asset. If I'm entering one series accounts, I will use assets. If I'm entering two series accounts I'm creating, then I will use liability. If I'm creating three series, this is a best practice. It is not a thumb rule or kind of thing. There is no rules. It is, if it is three series, I will select equities while creating number. Otherwise, for asset, liability, equity, rather than selecting asset, liability, equity, I can select directly balance sheet. This is main account types. If I'm entering one series or two series or three series, I can use directly balance sheet. This is generalized type. Rather than that one, it is better to select one. If it is I'm creating one series accounts, then I will use assets, so that it will be specific. Understood? Any doubt here?
So typically,
Yeah.
what do you see happen in your, so what I've seen is most of the times these are already, values are already set from the client. You take that and just load it. Your function is generally to take that and load it into the system, right?
Mm.
So as a consultant, what advice do you give? Do you ask them to set it up as a specific account or a balance sheet or a
Act-
profit and loss?
Actually, in if you have taken a license from Microsoft, if you have taken a license from Microsoft, you will not find all these accounts. One second. You will not find this PSMF account. Sample data was given by Microsoft. Actually, you will find only DAT company. In this, you will find only one company called DAT. In this DAT company, you will not find anything. You will not find anything. It will be blank because you are verifying, you are practicing with the demo data. That is the reason you are able to find that this data, ASMF, DMF. But in real time scenario, you will find only that company. In that company, if you go to here, chart of accounts, general ledger, chart of accounts, it will be blank. This will be blank. So you need to create, as per the client requirement, you need to create their ledger account, their main accounts, whatever they have, those accounts you need to define like this. You need to create a new one. Chart of account name, and you need to define one by one. This is the normal process. So you can create chart of accounts names. After that, main accounts, if you want, you can create manually, or you can import using DMF, data management framework, data management process. You can import, that is simple process. Otherwise you can create. So in real time scenario, you will not find any chart of accounts in the system. It will be blank. This is for Brazil company. Microsoft has given Brazil chart of accounts. For Chinese company, they have given sample data. This is a sample data only. Make sense?
Yeah. So, Satya, my question was, assuming if the client has already, I'm thinking whoever you're going to implement this application for, they would be using some accounting system, right? So if they would have already established their master, if they've already established their chart of accounts, would you recommend them to get it into 365 as a specific account or as a generic account? By that I mean, would you ask them to say, okay, if it's an asset or a liability or a equity, get it as a balance sheet, and if it's expense or revenue, get it as a profit and loss? What would your recommendation be?
So for any industry, their classification will be, one is in the chart of accounts will be classified into balance sheet and income statement, profit and loss account. This is a regular practice, but some companies, they may follow one as expenses, two as purchase expenses, three as sales revenue, and four as other incomes. They may have. Otherwise, they may follow like all in 3 series as sales revenue. There is no other income process for them. And here, there is no expenses, purchase expenses separately. They may have all expenses, and they are making like in this purchase expenses also included, and they have two as expenses simply, and three as assets or liabilities, four as assets. If they are following like this, we cannot instruct them like you need to follow this scenarios. But usually this is a best practice. You are proposing, this is the best practice. Go ahead with this process. Try to habituate with the new best practice. This is you are proposing with the customer. You don't have authorization to force him to make this type only. Whatever they are doing following, you need to follow. For expenses, they are entering 1102 as some retail expense, some repair expenses, something, and 111203 some expenses like travel, something. 1205, this is some advertisement they may have, but you are proposing this series. Rather than 4 digits, try to follow 6 digits. Try to follow 6 digits and try to make a gap between these two. If in case in future, if you want to include one more chart of account, one more account, you have an option to gap, and try to follow one series as assets, and 2 series as liability. Like this you are proposing. Anyhow, definitely every company will have their own chart of accounts, their classification. Here there are so many things. If you make this one you are proposing, definitely he will be impressed. Otherwise this will be like 6 7 8, and this 1 2 3 4 5, their wish. As I told you, this is not like any rule kind of thing. This is a best practice. So if they want, like this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5, and then this is 6, this is 7, this is 8. Yes, you can follow. You need to, but you are proposing this one. Try to habituate this number sequences in a proper manner, like whatever Microsoft is following. This is best practices I'm proposing you. Make sense?
Yep, thanks.
Yeah. So this I'm removing. Account types is by default it is available in the system. If you are clicking new,
So there is no single click because balance sheet and profit and loss are bit obvious in accounting. So we need to create custom template for these two also. I mean, there is no direct option
sorry,
that we
come
click
again.
on.
I
I'm
missed your
saying
voice.
balance sheet and can you hear me?
Yeah, repeat.
Balance sheet
Yeah.
and profit and loss are common account.
Open account means, can you please elaborate?
Template which required by anyone. I mean, what I mean to say, open account, they are the standard accounting ledger, balance sheet and profit and loss account. These two are trading and okay, let's say balance sheet and profit and loss account. So do we have to create the template for that still? I mean, it's not like reports and we click on balance sheet and it will show the balance sheet of the company.
I'm really sorry. Anyone is able to follow him? I'm getting low voice. So can anyone repeat the question?
Okay, let me write here.
Yeah. Now it is fine. Little bit. Yeah, Govind. I'm sorry.
So what I'm
Yeah.
saying, balance sheet and profit and loss account are default ledger, I would say, for any company. So
Yes.
still we have to create this template to generate balance sheet and profit and loss account. So I mean to say, is there is no default option that we click on balance sheet and it will show the balance sheet of the company?
So, okay, understood. Let me explain you. Let me show you whether your question is this one or not. We'll discuss. Suppose here I'm creating a new account, 110125. Okay, I'm creating ICICI Bank. I'm creating ICICI Bank, and I'm selecting balance sheet. Balance sheet. I'm saving this one. I'm saving this one. If it is your question is different, we'll discuss once again. Now I have created 110 like 125. Now let me make it this one. Here look at this one. The account type, instead of asset they have selected balance sheet. This is not the best practice. whether you are referring this one or not. Your question is different from
So
my answer.
still we have to see the balance sheet only. I mean, the other accounts, like you are saying, asset, liability, they are the independent. If I want to see any asset, or if I want to see any liability in particular, but as a whole, I want to see balance sheet. Where I'm live, what are my assets, what are my liabilities, my balance sheet is matching or not. So balance sheet anyhow you have to create. So, and balance sheet is for the company, for this debt company, correct?
Yes.
DAT debt, this company. So we should, okay. So what I understood, I think what we are saying, that we have to create a template like you created for ICICI Bank, uh, to see the balance sheet of the company, of this debt company.
Sorry, no. Here, this is type, account type you are selecting, that's it. So actually for balance sheet, whatever you have selected, assets, liabilities and equities, these are a part of balance sheet. So you are referring to report, am I right? Balance sheet report, am I right?
I'm referring to balance sheet report. Yes.
Yeah. So if it is a report, let me show you here. Inquiries and reports, trial balance. So while generating report, whether it is selected as asset or liability or equity or balance sheet, either one is a part of balance sheet. Make sense?
Correct.
Yeah. So you can select here you can select asset or liability or balance sheet or equity. All these things will be a part of balance sheet items only. Here it is more about be specific about assets. So the best practice is always assets, but some of the companies, they are following, like look at this one, they are following balance sheet only instead of assets and liabilities. So in some countries they may use it like this. This is not a best practice as per my knowledge. As per my knowledge, always the best practice is this one. It is be specific. Okay, so system has provision, you can select anything. If it is a shared, there are like some countries, they may are following like balance sheet only directly rather than assets and liabilities. But assets, liabilities, equities, all are part of balance sheet only. And if it is here, yeah, P&L accounts, it is they are selecting directly profit and loss account. This is directly in shared. That means in some companies they are following, but in India or in majority countries will follow like little bit specifically
Yeah,
like
but this is lower one level.
yes, exactly, you're right. Expenses and income separately. This is a best practice.
Okay.
Expenses and income. Make sense?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So this account types is standard. Expenses, revenue or profit and loss account, and assets, liabilities, equities or balance sheet. Okay, but this is not a thumb rule. This is we are following best practices for giving number sequences. For the number sequences, whatever it is there, for that we are giving like 1 assets, 2 liability, 3 equities. So if you look at this one series, it is by looking into this one, I can understand this is assets. And if I scroll down like 2 series, then it is automatically it is liabilities. And if you are scrolling down 3 series, I am following for equities. Okay, 3 series equities, and 4 series revenue account. That is internally I have classified these are through sales, whatever I'm getting revenue, those revenues are sales revenue accounts. And 5 series expenses, but these expenses are through purchases, whatever I'm doing, that expenses are expenses. And 6 series is also expenses. And 7 series other income means other than sales, if I'm receiving money something, then I will use 7 series. I would like to use 7 series as revenues. Give me 1 second. And then in the same manner 8 series It is some calculations. So this 8 series you will understand later. Okay, fine. So the cursor is moving up and down. Understood now, chart of accounts. So this chart of accounts will be finalized by accountants. You are not the right person. The accountants will be finalized. You are going to propose, you are going to suggest as per the best practices. They will give the numbering. So that numbering you need to redesigning as per the best practices. That's it. So they know what it is actually, but you are proposing this classification, and try to, if they are using some 4-digit or 3-digit or 5-digit, try to propose 6-digit number, so that in between if you want, because if they have created like, as I told you, if they have created like 1101, 1102, 1103, then in between if they want to insert, they can add. So if it is a 6-digit number, this is a best practices. 6-digit number I am going to insert in between as and when if it is required. If it is required, I need to create a new revenue account, then I can create, or new expense account I can create. And always the best practice is, one second, give me 1 second, something went wrong, let me refresh. Fine. So for this I would like to make like asset rather than balance sheet. I don't like balance sheet is a generalized statement. Rather than this one, I would like to use assets. So okay, it will be refresh. Fine. This is about chart of accounts, our main accounts, ledger accounts. Ledger accounts are main accounts. Combination is a chart of accounts. Now financial dimensions. So here, okay, business unit, it is fine. Department, you understood. Little bit cost center means, as I told you, it is suppose cost center means there is a sales and there is a cost. Usually sales units are usually it will be like a sales points are business units, and the cost centers means if I want service centers like mobile service centers, if I want separately I can use it. It is available in the system. If you want to use it, you can use it, otherwise you can skip. But now value stream means, what is this means? It is manufacturing unit. Value stream is manufacturing unit. So where we can see this one means, if you go to the application, if you go to production control, this is related to manufacturing module, production control, setup. Here production, give me 1 second. Here in this lean production flow, we will find value streams. So they have created some this is a kind of manufacturing unit, like here operating unit. Value stream means the unit operating unit type is value stream means it is manufacturing unit. This is a manufacturing units. Production control, manufacturing units. Value streams means production units means actually value stream means in this production module you will find manufacturing units. Okay.
This is the alias of manufacturing unit, we can say. I mean, either
Exactly.
say dynamic is saying value stream, but it is actually
Yeah.
manufacturing.
Yeah,
unit.
exactly.
So where we are doing the manufacturing actually,
Yes.
where the
Yes.
company is doing the manufacturing.
Yeah. If you want to use, you can use it. Okay. Next, retail channel means it is a part of retail module. It is a part of, if you go to retail and commerce, you will find one second, retail and commerce. Here you will find give me 1 minute. Channel setup. This is not my piece of cake. Okay, you will find here, yes, channels. You will find retail channels. So here you can create channels. This is channels that is related to retail channel, and these are given like this. So if you don't have license for retail module, you will not get retail channel dimension in the system. You will not find. If you don't have like manufacturing license, suppose if you don't have manufacturing license, then it will not show here. Understood?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
thought
separate module actually.
I thought the seat cost is based out of a unified application, right? You pay $200 odd and for one seat, and you get everything under the 365 umbrella.
Yes, you are right. So earlier in 2012 or the previous versions, there is a module-wise licensing. Recently, the licensing was changed based on the users, and that users also there are multiple licensing. If you have development licensing is different from functional licensing, and in that functional licensing also light user and like this one. So earlier it is module based, nowadays it is user based licensing. Of course it is different. Earlier it is kind of licensing is available in old versions, they have maintained. Nowadays you are right, you are correct. Okay. Someone else is speaking. Anything else, please? Okay.
So
Yeah.
So I'd like to go back to the asset, the account types, main account types. We saw a couple more, right? Common and total, and there was one more. Three more were there. What was the significance of those account types?
Okay. Fine. So you are discussing about, let me go back to general ledger. So chart of accounts and main accounts or chart of accounts. So click on, I'm selecting this one. Suppose I'm clicking new. So here we know like profit and loss account or revenue and expenses. Either one you can use it, otherwise you can use profit and balance sheet, you can use it, otherwise you can use asset, liability, equity. These 7 we understood. Now your question is like total, reporting and common. What is this? Am I right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So in the previous versions, actually like in AX 2009 and the previous versions, even in AX 2012 6.0 and 6.1 versions, the previous versions, the reports called management report are one one functionality is available recently. Now it is available. Management reporter, one tool. Management reporter. This tool is available in D365. This is for reporting purpose. This is in AX 2012 actually. In AX 2012 R2 onwards it is available, or R3. The same it is called in D365. It is financial reporting, financial reporter or financial reporting. It is in D365. This is available. Earlier these are not available. Earlier these are not available. Then at that time, if I want to design balance sheet and P&L reports, at that time I will use these headings. To design a report, I want total calculation, I want reporting, I want common. Common means a big heading, and reporting means a small heading, and then totals. These will be used at that time to design your report. Now that is actually traditional reports available in 2012. In 2012 and the previous versions AX 2009, it is a big hectic job, to be frankly. But using these designers, I need to proceed. Whereas now in 2012 R2 and R3, this actually management reporter is a developed by some other third-party company. I forgot here this name actually. So some other company was developed for reporting purpose. This is a third-party ISV tool before AX 2012 R2. That means in 2012 R1 or R0, at that time it is external. You need to purchase the license from other party for this report. Now in 2012 R2, Microsoft has purchased this product and it was incorporated in AX 2012 R2 and R3, and it was continued in D365. Then this functionality is no more utilization nowadays. So that reports are available here in this inquiries and reports, financial reports. This financial reports means it is MR, management reporter. This financial reports, earlier this product name, this is an extra add-on tool, to be frankly. This is an add-on tool in world versions. In D365 it was included. If you click here edit, it will open that MR. It is a design. You can design your own reports. This flexibility earlier it is not available. At that time it is very hard. I worked in AX 2009. I know the complexity. You can design the report, but later on if you want to change small thing, you need to spend some hours. In between, if you want to insert in between something, then you need to downside. Suppose I have designed like this, and in this, suppose I have to insert here in between, then downside whatever it is there, I need to remove all these things and I need to rearranging the fine thing. If I want to change here, then I need to remove all these things. I need to insert here. So it is a little bit a lengthy process and complex process, the old methods. Now Microsoft has purchased that report, and it is flexible, a lot of flexibility. This is a plug in plug out kind of things. Whatever you want, you can do it. A management reporter. If you are really interested now itself, you can go through YouTube and find a management reporter videos. Plenty of reports are videos are there. You can go through that one. It is very user friendly. But at last I will try to explain you later. Not now. I will explain you. Okay. Make sense?
Yeah. Thanks.
So understood about chart, like main accounts, chart of accounts. Now little bit we are going to understand about like financial dimensions. So financial dimensions I have introduced a little bit. What is this financial dimensions? By default it is available all these things, but these two are from corresponding modules. This is from manufacturing production module. This is from retail channel or retail module, and remaining all are different units available in the system. All together you can see here in this organization administration, like organizations, operating units, you can click here and you will find all those things: department, cost center, value stream, business unit, branch, rental location, region, retail channel. Retail channel is from retail module. Value stream is for production control. Remaining all are here only. You can create. Okay, as per the client requirement, you are going to use these dimensions. Whatever the dimensions if you want, you can use it. Next, I told you masters. What is this master means? We know, like, if it is a customer account, in accounts receivable, we are creating customers. So this customers, if I want to create as a dimension, then if you go to general ledger, in this collapse all, accounts, chart of accounts, dimensions, financial dimensions. In the real-time scenario, you will not find any dimensions here. You will not find any dimensions. You need to create, click new, and you need to select whatever you want. In this, whatever 8 fields you understood: business unit, branch, department, cost center, all these things are in the organization administration. It is available. I can use that as a dimensions. Now, if it is customers, I can select customer as financial dimension. I can create and I can save and I can create. It is throwing error message. The reason behind, already financial dimension already exists. This is, you need to create. It will be blank by default. You need to create customer as financial dimension. Actually, customer as a master, it is by default available in the system. If you want to use it, then you need to create by clicking new, and you need to select the customers and you need to click. And once it is created, it will be in the draft mode initially. You need to activate that mode, that one, by clicking here. But you cannot activate directly. For that, maintenance mode. There is a maintenance mode function. From there, you can do it. Okay, what is that maintenance mode? We'll discuss later. But now you need to remember, financial dimensions can be created in this system. In 2012, there is no activate functionality. In the previous versions, AX 2012 6.0, 6.1, 6.2, 6.3, all versions, there is no activation process in 2012. Whereas in D365, activate function is available. By default, if you create, it will be in the draft mode. Let me show you. I don't want to create a rough data. If it is not there, I will create. Let me verify whether it is item master is available or as dimension or not. Okay, item group is available as a dimension. Now I am creating, I want item as a dimension. Then I can click new. One second, it is a refreshing issue. Financial dimensions. I'm clicking new, and from the drop down I can select item as a dimension. Items, I can create a dimension. So this item is created and it is inactive. Look at this one, inactive, and it is telling like updates to your dimension value not take effect until the dimension activation is run. Dimensions cannot be used until they are activated. Dimension activation changes the database schema, and you need the dimension activation privilege to run the process. So that process is The activation of the dimensions is only allowed when the system is in maintenance mode. So maintenance mode can be enabled in this environment by running in the maintenance from LCS using deployments this one. That means, so you will have in real-time scenario, you will have LCS link. In that link, your environment was deployed. The environment was deployed in that LCS link. There, if you go and like LCS, and you will find some left side or right side, click on maintenance mode. You can click on off, and then you can activate this one. You can activate this one, and then you need to on. So that is one button will be there, one small activation, maintenance mode activation on and off. You need to off, and then you need to update this one, and you need to make it on and off. You need to click, and in between you need to activate. Otherwise you cannot. It is inactive mode. So this inactive activate mode functionality is not available in 2012 previous versions, whereas in D365 it was available. So simply this will not be enabled. This will not be created by default. You need to create. This is your responsibility. Whatever the financial dimensions client want to utilize, those dimensions can be created. That means, in simple, by default, how many financial dimensions available in the system means 0. So here I'm telling you how many financial dimensions available by default available in the fresh database. Fresh license means it will be 0. What do you mean by this? 0 means in this you will not find anything. It will be that company, and if you come here it will be empty. Nothing will be there. So because for a client you are implementing, then you need to define, you need to create what are the dimensions they want, and by clicking here new, and you need in the drop down you need to select one by one what dimensions you want. For item, if you click on dimension values, it will not allow you to click on new. The reason behind, already item master is available in the system, those will be automatically defaulted here. Suppose customer, if you go to dimension values, you cannot create. The reason behind, customer is a master which is available already, so you are not going to create any values. But whereas if you go to business unit, this is operating unit. If you want to create a dimension values, this button is disabled. So where I can create this operating units, business unit is operating unit, then you can go to operating units in the organization administration, operating units. If you want to create a value, you need to click new, and you need to select which department value you want to create. You can create like this. Okay, so from here now, okay, business operating units you cannot create from here. Values, I'm telling you, values, and customers you cannot, but custom dimension, suppose cash flow IN is custom dimension. This is a custom dimension. For this, if you go to dimension values, system will allow you to create new button, because this is a custom dimension. For custom dimensions, look at this one, this custom dimensions, you can create values. For masters, you can create from the respective master, customer account or vendor account or item. For operating units, you can go to organization administration, there you can create. Understood? Any confusion here?
Yeah, Satya, just one thing. I mean, we are creating the dimensions like item, customer, and what all we created. So we have not used it. I mean, we are just creating it. So when we use these dimensions, so it will show all items because we have defined the item dimension. and we can see the report as per particular item or maybe particular customer. So
Yeah.
can we see its usage shortly if it won't take time? How we will use this dimension?
Okay, so
Anyone?
yeah, it will show by default for all whatever you have created customer accounts, that will be shown as a dimensions in the system. Now see, I'm going to answer your question. See here, dimension values. If specific, suppose this customer I don't want as a financial dimension, then I can click edit. I can make it suspend. By default, whatever you have created customer master, all will be defaulted here. If you don't want, you can make it suspend. Whether I have given answer to your question?
So what does it mean now? If I suspended it, so I cannot see the report of 004009 as a dimension.
I cannot.
I mean, we are creating dimension. I'm not getting. Actually, what my confusion is, it is okay, we are creating dimensions, but where we will use these dimensions? What is the benefit of having this dimension?
Understood. So understood now. Perfect question actually. So I'm appreciating you. Now, where we can use? Okay. So go to general ledger. I need to explain that one first actually. General ledger. What is the benefit of this one? Journal entries, journals. So I'm clicking new. Any journals, actually any postings, but I'm taking these journals. Okay, I don't want USRT. I'm sorry. This is USRT means Russian country. It will be confusion to your mind. Let me show you USMF company. This will be easy for us always. Even any other company is fine, but Russian localization I don't want, because it will be the data also, it will be sometimes Russian language. So I'm selecting this one. Go to lines. So selecting the ledger account. Suppose I'm posting some expenditure account 601-200 something. I have entered. Now immediately it is showing business unit. I can select. Next department I can select. And next cost center, whatever it is, I can select. And item group. So that in future, if I want to see 001 related expenditure, I can see 023 finance department or this departments. So it will show you. Look at this. In this, suppose like home, this is 23 operations department I want to see. Then I can see the reports related to operations. Like I can generate reports based on business unit, based on department, whatever the combinations you are going to use in this accounting structure. So I have introduced this one, accounting structure. In the accounting structure, whatever you are mapping, those dimensions will be automatically displayed here. Those dimensions will be displayed here. So you need to decide what are the dimensions I want to use. Those dimensions can be configured in the accounting structure. Then those dimensions will be displayed here, and you can post this one. You can enter here, and then as and when if I want to report related to 0 to 3 or finance department, I want to see finance department all expenditure. Yes, I can generate. I want to see sales department all expenditure. Yes, I can generate. I want to see I have two branches or business units. One is in Hyderabad, another one is in Warangal. So I can see if I want to generate report for Hyderabad, what is the expenditures. Not only expenditure, anything we can generate, but particularly we are keen about particularly expenses. I want to track and I want to control the expenditure, then only my company is in a good good position always. If you minimize the expenditure, you should not completely control, but you need to minimize as much as possible your expenditure, then you will understand. So this is reporting purpose we are going to use.
Okay, so earlier
So
before creating the dimensions, system was not asking, can you click on account so that all the dimensions can be visible?
here,
So since we created these dimensions, that's why it is showing here one by one.
yes, yes.
So
So
is
this
it
will be
mandatory to mention all the dimensions
no,
during
whatever
entry?
you want, whatever you want. So from where it is coming means, so I will answer your question here. It is actually it is yet to explain you. It is yet to explain you in general ledger module. General ledger module, ledger setup, ledger form. I need to explain in detail. You will understand this one. In this ledger, we are mapping some structures. This is structures. I'm going to discuss. Tomorrow I will discuss in detail. This is accounting structure. In this balance sheet, manufacturing BS, I have created one structure. In that I have mapped business unit and department. Another one is I have created manufacturing P&L. I have created manufacturing P&L. Configure account structures. If I verify, it is accounts, it is business unit, department, cost center, item group. This is from 4 series to 9 series. That is the reason I have selected 6 series means in between. That is the reason it is coming business unit, department, cost center, item group. How the combination you are creating? You can create n number of structures. You can create a number of structures and you can configure, you can add here. Make sense?
Okay, so those are the financial dimensions. I mean, those are the financial dimensions only which you have selected here. Manufacturing P&L, the grid which you
Yes.
were seen. So these are the created financial dimensions.
Yes, I have
These
added.
ones.
So how to create this one, we are going to learn tomorrow. Actually, like I
Okay.
need to explain this topic. See, this is I have introduced, but we are went back. That is the reason I have not completed this one. Tomorrow I'm going
Okay.
to discuss a lot.
So
Okay.
Satya,
Yeah. Yes,
do
please.
we have any field on the general to update the financial dimension also?
So sorry, come again, please.
Do we have any other fields to update the financial dimension on general?
Any fields means can you please
Like
elaborate?
suppose I want to update the department from any field from here, apart from
So
this account information which you are doing here, like operations.
I can change apartment. Suppose if you want, you can change this one to finance.
Okay, here only. Okay.
Yeah. So your wish, whatever you want. Okay, here I have shown from general ledger, but it is not only general ledger. Actually, it is not only general ledger. I'm clicking escape. No. Okay, there is conditions. Actually, it is. We'll discuss that one. Not only general ledger, we have learned invoice journal, vendor invoice journal. Now let me go to vendor invoice journal. Invoices. We learned invoice journal from last 1 week. You are learning invoice journal. We are clear. Now in this also we can do it. If you go to invoice lines, we need to map everywhere. It is available everywhere. Whenever you are posting any transaction, it will be there. Now I am selecting vendor account, but immediately vendor account dimensions where I have mapped, I have not mapped here. But if it is a ledger, next to this one it is available. If it is a vendor account, you can click on financial dimensions, account. This is showing business unit. Department.
Okay, this is about the single transaction. What about the bulk transaction if I want to do it?
So for bulk transactions also you need to map like this only. One by one line you need to do it. Otherwise defaulting setups also available that we'll discuss tomorrow. Default setups means in vendor account I can map some dimensions. That dimensions will be populated automatically from there to here.
Okay. Okay.
If you want to
And
default, you can
suppose-
default. Otherwise, if you want to select, you need to click here and you need to select one by one.
Okay. And suppose the accountant has a line of transactions on the Excel part, and he wants to import it based on his department and the business units. So can we do it?
Yes. So if they want, they can use Excel file. Office integration is also available. In the Excel file, they can enter and they can import. That is also available. Are you talking about this one? Yeah.
But since we do not have any column for the department or business unit, so where
No, it is, if you go to Excel file, you will find the columns separately.
Okay.
You will find separate columns in Excel file. Whereas here, see, if you select ledger, here it is showing, actually there is a separator. Look at this one, right? In between there is a separator.
Correct.
That is indirectly in the database level, it is posting differently, different field. But here it is combining together, it is showing, that's it. But it is a different fields only. Different fields only. The look and feel is different, that's it. It is showing like all together in one shot. If you select, suppose bank, suppose if you select bank, then you are allowed to select only one bank account. Okay, now where I can map, then once again financial dimensions, offset account. For this bank, whatever the dimensions you want, you can select here.
Okay.
So only for ledger it is showing immediately. Only for ledger it is showing immediately. But for remaining, you cannot select immediately here. You need to go here and you need to. So the combinations it is available. So this is not only applicable for one specific transaction, all transactions. If you want to post any transaction in Dynamics AX, any transaction, then this is must, this is equal to your brain. If as long as our brain is working, we will act on that one. If brain is struck, you cannot do anything. Am I right? So in the same manner, accounting structure is most important. So in this, without this one, without accounting structure, you cannot post any single transaction. So this is head, ledger form. As I told you, ledger, this is in general ledger module, ledger setup, ledger. This is head. In this head, you can make like these are eyes, this is nose, or this is maybe something. You can compare whatever you want. Just I'm comparing. This is head, overall head. Based on this one setups, all the transactions will be posted. So most important, ledger form. In this is brain, your brain. So without this form, system will not allow you to post the transactions.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
So we will discuss this ledger form after some time in detail, but I have introduced it today. So I have introduced about today accounting structure. I need to explain you more in detail tomorrow in detail, and then ledger form not now, you will understand later. You will understand later ledger form. Okay, fine. We'll connect once again tomorrow morning 7 a.m. IST. If anyone has any doubts, please ask me now. Otherwise, we'll continue tomorrow.
I have one question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, this when you are creating a financial dimension of customer, so customer master is automatically assigned to it, or are we assigning it anywhere?
Sorry, come again. Your question, whether you are referring to which form you are referring now?
No, when you are creating a financial dimension of type customer.
Yes. Okay.
So customer master is automatically assigned to it, or are we selecting it somewhere, like assigning it?
No. See, 1 second. Financial dimensions. If you are clicking new, you need to click new, and you need to drop in the drop down. You need to select customer. Okay. This is customer account. Are you talking about customer values? I mean to say 1101, 1002, 1003. Those accounts are customer account. By default, customer is available.
Customer values are automatically coming, right? So
exactly, you're right. Yes, perfect. You're right. Values will not be values will be automatically coming here, dimension values. If you create in the customer account, if you create in the customer account, that will be valid, that will come here automatically. You need not to do anything. By default, whatever it is customers available, I mean to say in the here, whatever in the customer master you are creating, accounts receivable module, customer accounts, whatever you are creating. If you create here, this is a customer account. This is a customer account. So if you create here in the customer account, automatically in the dimension values will be popped.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. Anything else, anyone? Okay, nothing, then
Yeah,
we can
hi
discuss.
Satya.
Yeah,
You can stop the recording and thought to ask
Yeah.
the question.